For those of you who don't know, my name is Mayce Fisher. I grew up going to First Protestant Church, and I am currently working with a missions organization here in Australia called Youth with a Mission. And part of what I do here is help lead teams on international mission trips. And I recently returned from co-leading a team of 8 to Peru, and just wanted to give you guys an update with what we did and what God is doing and how you can be praying now that we're back. So yeah, we spent 7 weeks in Cusco and 2 weeks in Lima. And we did all different kinds of ministry. We did practical things like helping paint an orphanage, and a lot of relational things like running kids programs, helping run church services, and accompanying local pastors on house visits for some really sick members of their churches. And I'm really thankful we had such a diverse selection of ministries, because we got to connect with so many different incredible and beautiful people, and we got to see God working in a bunch of different ways. And so I would say that a lot of our time in Peru could be classified as sowing, like putting in the work and not necessarily seeing the fruit in the same time frame. Peruvians, a lot of them are confessing Catholics, but something called syncretism is really big there, which means that they kind of blend and mix beliefs. So Jesus is a pretty common household name, but they also have a tendency to blend in superstitions and just all different kinds of beliefs. And so Jesus isn't necessarily news, he's just not Lord of all. And so I would say that because of that, coming in the name of Jesus doesn't really pique anyone's curiosity. It doesn't really cause many people to ask questions because they're somewhat familiar with him. And so a lot of our time there was loving people in action and trusting God with the encounters that we had, and just showing up and being willing and obedient, because that's really all God needs to move and work. So we didn't have a whole lot of overwhelming moments of seeing the power of God, but we did have some really cool moments of just affirmation that he was with us and he was moving, and he's going to be moving long after we're gone. My co-leader got to pray for a woman and her arm was healed. We had these mountain children that we worked with who normally are quite shy and reserved come up and give us kisses on our cheeks, which is how Peruvians say goodbye. And it shocked our local contacts, but it was so powerful for us because it showed us that those kids really did feel loved and valued in the short time that we spent with them. They knew that we didn't see them as a program or a job. We just had various little moments of light and fruit and encouragement that God is definitely on the move in Peru, and he was definitely able to use, even though we didn't have anything super fantastic to offer, we were willing, and we really believe that God is good, and that's really all he needs, because he's God. So if I could pick one big prayer point for Peru, I would say pray for people's hunger to know Jesus for themselves, that they would no longer be content to mix him in with all these other beliefs, but that they would recognize him not just as a person that once lived, but as the Lord of creation and as the King of their heart, and that they would desire to seek that out for themselves and really take ownership of it. So thank you so much for listening. I did my best to summarize it in 5 minutes. It's really hard. I would also love to talk more for anyone who's curious, so you can probably get my contact information from Pastor Phil or from my parents, and I would be happy to talk. So thank you so much for everyone who supported both financially and in prayer. You were a part of this team as well, and just thank you so much.